Hi, my name is Kara. I'm coming from Kazakhstan. I was born in Astana, and my first 10 years of my life I spent in that city. I was going to private school, and I would say that my school really contributed to my connection with being in art. We had a lot of activities where we would create something with our hands. Later on, we also had opportunity to be in a choir. I think this was one of my first connections to art as well, where I could really do some projects and express myself more. I would say that this was an important stage in my life. But later on, what also influenced me a lot, I moved to Almaty. I moved to the south of Kazakhstan, to a more cultural city. And I think this was the moment when I actually started to also meet a lot of creative people, like tattoo artists, graffitis, skaters, and fashion designers. And I think this was like a crucial moment for me to actually start to be in part, or at least wanted to be a part of this surrounding and this environment. And I think this has really shaped me a lot. Who am I right now? Basically, I grew up in kind of a hipsterish family, so I grew up listening to a lot of 70s and 80s rock music. My dad introduced me to like various artists. My dad introduced me to bands like Deep Purple, Pink Floyd, Paul McCartney, and my mom, she also introduced me to the artists like Enya and Enigma. And I would say in general, I grew up in a family where my parents would give me a lot of freedom in general, and they would let me to express myself in different ways. So, yeah. Moving to the Netherlands has been quite inspiring. I would say being interested in the music industry in the Netherlands is pretty inspiring because of the creative energy and constant amount of new people around. And it's a great opportunities here and great music scene. It's really great for further development and in general to inspire and to be inspired further in DJ industry. I've been always inspired by people around me, especially those who know a lot about music and also strive to create unique mixtures in their sets. I would say for me, keep discovering new music and artists. This is what actually keeps me inspired all the time. I just love to find unique sounds, more underground artists and melodies. Music always saves me. It sounds like a big word, but it's true. Music helps me process a lot of my emotions, whether they're good or bad. I think it was around 2016, and I had some friends and acquaintances who were actually organizing modern trap and hip-hop parties, which I used to visit before. But then I started to actually connect with these people, organizers, and I remember one time they had a party. It was a random party like in mountains in Almaty, and I remember that I was like begging the organizer like, hey, can I just like try a bit? Like, I have no idea, but the guys were there actually pretty chill. So I had a USB with some tracks, and then they basically let me to DJ a bit. End up playing like some classic trap, like some classic hip-hop tracks like A$AP Rocky, also like Rosalia. Back in the day, I think it was a bit more underground. With this experience, I really realized that maybe I actually want to continue and do more. And another experience of having an actual first gig, it happened to be when I had one of my acquaintances where I had opportunity to actually DJ at the club, and it was 8th of March. So I remember how they actually designed like the poster, and they asked for my picture, and I remember how they actually put my picture on the posters. And we went to that club before one time, and I remember like my first time I actually saw my picture on the posters. And I think even before that, we used to still have like school group chats, you know, because I used to be, I think I was 18 or something, and I remember how one of my like old classmates, he used to be bartender there. I think he just sent me like a picture like, yo, like, is this you and stuff? So that was like pretty weird. But I ended up just having like around I think 7 hours gig. And I remember I invited my friend to actually do B2B because I thought I can't handle this amount of time. So basically we did a really mixed set full of like trap, hip hop, R&B, even like some Russian classics, and just everything that we wanted to play. So yeah, this was first time ever having my first gig. In the beginning, this industry means constantly facing the reality of needing to establish myself all over again. In the past, even if I always had and have really supportive acquaintances, I still encountered some guys who would dismiss my abilities simply just because I was a girl. In the beginning, despite all the frustration of navigating a situation where people could assume that I don't understand something just because of my gender, I would still maintain my attitude of still continue to doing that without worrying about others' opinions. Every time I strive to create a unique atmosphere where people can feel and connect with music on a deeper level. I want the audience to be captivated and say, oh wow, I actually never heard this track before, let me Shazam it real quick. And I want people to continue to discover and be surprised by every melody, every track, every time they come to my sets. I would say for me, it's just that people always associate me a lot with the hip hop and trap genres, but I still wish people would know more about my explorations of genres. With every set, I try to use a lot of underground tracks, newcoming artists. Some people know, some people don't, but I would love them to actually get to know it more. And in terms of genres, I would say I really like to experiment. Like my biggest challenges and my biggest strive to in DJing is to actually mash up as many genres as possible in one set, in one mix. I never really play overly popular or mainstream songs just because I like to keep it unique. I played a remix on the track Muzika nas связала, which literally translated as music connected us or music brought us together. And I remember how my friend, she actually screamed because she was not expected to hear that track, I guess, at all. And then other people who also knew the track, they also started to understand it more. And then I think everyone had fun. And in general, I really enjoy the gigs where all my close friends together. It's just really amazing atmosphere, and I feel like it's like our own intimate party within the whole bigger party. DJing is about discovering new music and presenting it in the best possible way to an audience. It's a way to introduce people to different genres and let them experience something new. For me, it's about sharing that excitement and curiosity with others. For me, success is about earning respect for my music selection and DJing, but also for my work in the events industry. I want to be known for both. If people trust my taste and appreciate my music, that's a success to me. In 5 years, I hope to be deeply involved in arts, events and fashion industries, still surrounded by creative people and friends. And of course, I want to continue DJing, organizing events, and being part of the vibrant cultural scene, both locally and internationally.